Today's story is one that we actually talked about last year as part of This Is the Story. I'm going to sing a little bit of that song, and that song actually tells the story. Down by the Jordan with the prophet John, Jesus asks to be baptized, and the skies are opened, a dove descends, a voice from heaven says, "This is my son, the son I love, I'm pleased with him." It's a story about Jesus' baptism. His cousin John was baptizing people, and Jesus came along and said, "Hey, baptize me too." John, of course, felt a little weird about that because, how would you feel baptizing Jesus? Feels a little funny, but he did it. It's what Jesus said needed to happen. So John baptized him, and something happened when Jesus was baptized. I think something happens when each of us are baptized. The Bible describes that when Jesus was baptized, the skies were opened, which might remind you of another story in the Bible. Can you think of another time the skies were opened? Yeah?
Right after the storm in Noah's Ark.
Yeah, the storm in Noah's Ark. The skies were opened, and something like a dove descended. And there was a voice from heaven saying, "This is my son, my beloved. With this one I am well pleased." That blessing happened before Jesus started doing very much in his ministry. It's kind of right at the beginning. God claimed Jesus as God's own child and blessed him, made him ready for the work that he was there to do. Now, we are not Jesus, right? We know that. But we are also children of God, and God blesses us too. God created each of you, and God loves you, and God blesses you. And so we as a church are going to do that with all of you today. We're going to bless each one of you. And you children who are at home, I'm going to ask the grown-ups who are with you to do this for you as well, where you are, whether you're listening or watching. So children, when I come to you, you can put your hand on your head if you would like me to put my hand on your head to bless you, or on your shoulder if you'd rather my hand goes on your shoulder, or you could just put your hand out like this if you'd rather I just extend my hand to you and not touch you. Okay? And so you get to decide, and we'll say, you are a child of God, God loves you, and God is pleased with you. And you all are welcome to join me in that. You'll catch on to it as we go through. I'm going to start over here. Do you want here? Matthew, you are a child of God. God loves you, and God is pleased with you. Caleb, you are a child of God. God loves you, and God is pleased with you. Mara, you are a child of God. God loves you, and God is pleased with you. Adrian, you are a child of God. God loves you, and God is pleased with you. Zeph, you are a child of God. God loves you, and God is pleased with you. Jasmine, would you prefer I don't do yours? I'll just do this. Jasmine, you are a child of God. God loves you, and God is pleased with you. Prefer this? Okay. Max, you are a child of God. God loves you, God is pleased with you. James, you are a child of God. God loves you, and God is pleased with you. Andrew, you are a child of God. God loves you, and God is pleased with you. Miles, you are a child of God. God loves you, God is pleased with you. And Micah, you are a child of God. God loves you, and God is pleased with you. Join me in prayer. God, we thank you that we are your children, that you love us, that you call each of us by name, that you call each one of us to be part of what you are doing in this world. Amen. You may go back to your seats.